Hey guys, welcome back to Chef Monica's Kitchen. Today we are doing a recipe that will feed you for days. I'm doing something super proactive for you. We're roasting a chicken. So I'm going to show you the best way to roast a chicken, or one of my favorite ways to roast a chicken. So you can eat the chicken as is. And then in the next few days, I'm going to show you how to use up any leftover parts of that chicken to create 2 different dishes. So woohoo! All for the price of one. Okay, first thing we're going to start off with is a compound butter. Compound butter is good for more than just chicken. I'll show you why we're using it for the chicken, but compound butter is essentially butter that's softened and then has various flavorings added to it. It's delicious on things like corn. If you steam or roast corn, you can put it on top and it's a really great way to jazz it up. You could throw it into just just plain noodles as a buttered noodle. You could use it for a myriad of different things. So super simple compound butter. I've got my good quality Kerrygold butter that I've softened here. To that, we're going to add a little bit of harissa paste for spice. Again, you can use whatever flavorings you'd like. Fresh herbs and lemon are very common. In this case, we're going to use that. I've got some chopped up either green onion or green garlic. This happens to be the green garlic. A little bit of fresh parsley. And then I'm using some preserved lemon that I chopped up. Lemon zest would be just as good. Something with citrus in it is really great for chicken. It brightens up the flavor. And then you can either, with a fork if you want to, or I'm going to use my fingers because it's a lot easier. I'm going to go in there and really just sort of mash this all up together so that I get it really well combined. And at this point, you can set this aside to either harden back up in the refrigerator so you can make slices out of it to throw in, say, for example, something that you're cooking, or you can leave it as is and then spread it over the top of your corn, or in this case, our chicken. I'm gonna finish mixing this up, and then I'm gonna wash my hands, and then I'll show you what to do with the next. So I have one very healthy chicken here. This will feed a family of
me,
Jeff. Ah! Okay, so first things first, I want to take these little winglets and kind of tuck them underneath, just like that. That way they don't burn. Real tightly. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Real tight. Get under there, you little bugger. Okay. Nope, he's being uncooperative.
You break that wing.
I'm gonna break the wing. All right, perfect. Now, next thing I'm gonna do is into the hollow cavity. The giblets have been removed, by the way. I don't know if anybody has ever made a turkey at home, for Thanksgiving. I forgot to take the giblet sack out.
You mean like your very first turkey?
That would be me. So don't do that. So yeah.
You weren't a chef yet.
I was a complete novice. In fact, so novice that I ended up having a plasticky turkey giblety thing. So anyhow, we're gonna take an onion that I quartered up and a whole head of garlic, and I'm gonna shove that all up into the carcass there. That sounds really gross, but that's what I'm doing. I'm shoving all this in the carcass. Why am I doing that? That is going to give a ton of flavor as this is cooking to sort of marinate it from the inside out. Let's see, how much more can we squeeze in there? Okay, a couple more of those. And then I'm not gonna bother tying this whole chicken the way you've maybe seen them tie chickens before. I do want to just tie the legs together so all that good stuff doesn't come out of there. So we're just gonna go ahead and start off by taking our kitchen string, our kitchen twine, tied around one leg, and then this takes a little surgical procedure here. We're gonna just kind of wrap it around our 2 legs here a few times, just until we get the legs nice and pulled together, and then we'll go ahead and tie off on this end here. So now, oops, see if I can get that done. One more time there. You've got your chicken all tied together so none of that stuff falls out, because I want to keep all that in there. Woohoo, hello, tuck him in too. Okay, now the other thing that I want to do is take all that great compound butter and I want to put it underneath the breast, just above the skin. What happens is, as you're roasting a chicken, the breast tends to cook at a different temperature and more rapidly than the thighs do.
Wait, the breasts are faster?
Huh?
The breasts are faster?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So they tend to then get dried out by the time the thigh is ready to go. So in order to avoid that from happening, we're gonna stick the butter underneath there, and you really have to sort of like carefully loosen up underneath the skin without tearing it on both sides, just like that. I don't know if you can see my fingers under there. And then shove all that compound butter under there. As far up as you can get it. You can kind of massage it into the breast there. It's gonna be a happy, happy chicken. It's breast massage. Just saying. This is not that kind of a television show. It is gonna be a happy chicken though. Come on, go all the way up in there. All the way up to the top. Squeeze it all in, every little pocket as best as you can. You can see it underneath there, I hope. As long as the cameraman's doing a good enough job there. I'm gonna use all of this. This was 1 stick of butter, so it seems like a lot of butter, but it's really not that much considering the size of this chicken. Keep going. Finish all of it off. Dig it all in there, smush it all in there. Bathe the chicken, massage it, make sure it's happy before we stick it in the oven. But I'm still gonna do more, so let me wash my hands again, and then I'll show you the next step on how to finish getting this baby ready for the oven. Happy chicken. Alrighty, wash my hands yet again. Anytime you're dealing with chicken, you have to be absolutely cautious that you're washing your hands a bajillion times. You don't want to get salmonella anywhere, and make sure you sanitize the surface that you're working with as well. I know we're in hand washing time right now with COVID, but I always washed my hands a bajillion times a day because I'm dealing with food and I want to make sure everybody's healthy. Okay, last step is just to drizzle a tiny bit of olive oil over the top. The only reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to put some dry seasonings over it, and I want something to keep the seasonings adhering to it. So season liberally with salt, quite liberally. Make sure I get it all over there. You could do the backside if you want to, but it's not necessary. Fresh cracked pepper. Good to the last drop. Okay, a little bit of Italian seasoning this time. I know you're shocked. If I had herb de Provence, I'd use it, but I ran out. Whatever floats your boat.
That explains it.
Paprika, smoked paprika. And garlic powder. All right, so then as this is roasting, what's gonna happen is all that butter is gonna start sort of like oozing and basting, and then all that juice will help the seasonings to flow all over the chicken and moisten it and flavor the whole thing. And then what we're gonna do is when it reaches 165 degrees, you're gonna temp it right about where the leg meets sort of the breast area. I'll show you when we get there. 165 degrees, let it rest. It'll gain another 10 degrees or so, get up to about 175, 180, and then it'll be ready to eat. But in the meantime, I'm gonna stick it in the oven and I'll check back with you in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Really, it's contingent on your oven and the size of the chicken, so you just wanna temp it fairly frequently.
So we're back in an hour and a half?
Yep.
Hold your breath, everybody.
So the chicken has been roasting. I took it out after I temped both the thickest part of the breast and the thickest part of the thigh at least 165 degrees, a little bit higher actually. Then I covered it with aluminum foil and let it rest. You always want to let a roast or any kind of meat like this rest so that all the juices redistribute in there. Gives it a chance to raise another about 10 degrees or so. And then the great reveal. Tell me that is not a thing of beauty. If you don't tell me that, then I'm gonna disown you. It is a thing of beauty. Okay.
Yes, it is. So are you.
He's just saying that. So I just want to show you kind of what the breast looks like because I had put all of that yummy stuff in there. See if I can get in here. Oh, it's still hot, so be careful. So I'm just gonna cut off a little bit here. See if I can slice a little piece just so you guys see. Oops. Oh, look how delicious and moist and beautiful that is. All that fat from the butter in there Normally I'm a vegetarian, but I'm giving my vegetarianism up for this. Holy mother of chicken! Ugh. Go home and make it. Trust me. And stay tuned, because in the next couple of days, I'm going to take the leftovers of that chicken and I'm going to make a chili with it. I'm going to make chicken salad, and you won't want to miss it.
I don't know. I think I'm going to eat it all.
Oh my God, that is so good.